Ladies and gentlemen, okay, we're gonna basically switch the order a little bit. We're gonna introduce Mediacorp's business challenge is titled "Short, Easy to Consume Video Content," and I don't mean consume by eating, but by watching or by enjoying. Okay, so Chu Haicho is our next speaker. He's the assistant lead at the digital web and technology development team of Mediacorp, and he has 10 years plus of experience in digital web development. And Haicho is currently managing Mediacorp's digital news products, including CNA, Today, 8World, Barita, and SETI, right? So Haizo, you're going to present on the short, easy to consume video content business challenge right now, right? Okay, please take it away, Haizo.
Just for a check, Billy, do you see my screen?
Yes, it says IMD Open Innovation Platform Mediacorp. Yes, I see the screen, yeah.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Yeah. Very good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, my name is Haijo from Mediacorp Digital Department. So together with me, my colleague Prashant, we're going to share with you some of the challenges that we face in our day-to-day operations. So hopefully with the help from these industry experts, we will be able to identify some potential solutions to address our pain points. So a short summary, first of all, a short summary about Mediacorp. So as mentioned by Billy, Mediacorp is Singapore's largest content creator and the national media network. We reach to 98% of Singapore audience on a daily basis. We operate a wide range of digital products, serving news content, entertainment, and then lifestyle contents. And then these contents comes in the form of news articles, podcasts, and then videos. So some of the popular services that you maybe have already used, like CNA, Singapore's most used news app, and MeWatch, Mediacorp's OTT service, offering live and on-demand videos across various devices. So on top of that, we also partner with some key leaders in the industry and then make our footprint in the social media space just to expand our content reach. So of course, Mediacorp by the name, we also operates a suite of mainstream medias, including the TV channels, our radio stations, and OOH product. So move to the next slide is our challenges that we're going to discuss in a little bit more details. I will take the first one, the smart video generation, and then Prashant will be taking the second one, smart video thumbnail generation. So this is a problem statement for smart video generation. That's a very short one that the short video actually matters. So what we have observed is that the user consumption has trended towards this type of short video content. And then we also noticed some of the successful stories around this area from the industry. So as a response, all Mediacorp digital products carry this format of contents. By looking at the existing workflow, these short form videos are frequently generated from the long form ones, and it is a manual process to identify the key points from our editorial team or the content team, and then manually slice them into a short form. So of course, this is a very time consuming and then inefficient process. So looking at, let's say, a breaking news scenario, the impact of this problem is much more significant. You can imagine how stressful our editorial colleagues will be when they strive to cut the videos and they upload them into the system in order to present this breaking news content to our end users in a swift manner. So here is what we are looking for. Actually, it is a solution that can generate the quality short form videos from the long form video contents. This is to support the delivery of the bite-sized content to our end users quickly. And of course, we also want to potentially, with this, to increase the content consumptions from our various digital products. So at this stage, we need to elaborate a little bit more about the long-form video contents. So from our current existing workflow, there are actually 4 types of long-form videos. The first one is a news bulletin program. So there could be dozens of news stories covered under this 1 hour long news bulletin program. And then at the beginning of each stories, normally there will be a presenter do an introduction about the story itself. The second type is current affairs, documentary. These are the types of 1 hour long programs that come from our TV channel. So move to the next one is parliament sessions. So Mediacorp is very honored to carry the full set of parliament videos. So hours-long footage of parliament discussions actually can be found at CNA.Asia. Move to the last one is actually the press conference, interview recordings, something like this. These are hours-long footages as well. So move to the next is that we have put a little bit more details into what we are looking for by categorizing them into 6 buckets. The first one is context recognition. So we assume that context recognition is actually the foundation of this project. We need to understand the video properly before we can slice them into short form meaningfully. Things like what is this video about? Who are in it? What are they doing? What they are saying? And then what are the key objects has been involved in the video need to be understood properly. So there are quite a number of service providers in the market claim that they can do this, they have this capability. But the question is that how accurate or how relevant the output could be. So in one of the, I just want to share some examples about what we have learned so far. In one of the conversations that we have, they demonstrated their capabilities by analyze kind of a kung fu fighting kind of video. And then the output has, there is always this object of a shoe has been highlighted so many times. So of course we have a question or asked why this shoe is so important to the video. The answer from them is that no, that it is not. The only reason for this shoe object to be available is because the video itself is a very typical kind of a Chinese kung fu kind of movie. There are lots of kind of jumping, kicking, these kind of scenes around. That's the reason the shoe has appeared so many times in the video itself. So this is just an example of showing how important the context recognition for our project. In a way that if it is not implemented properly, the output can be not something that we are satisfied with. Okay, move to the next item. It's about the metadata. So what we view the metadata is actually the output of the context recognition in the forms of, let's say, the transcriptions, translations, labels, tags, extra. So what we intend to do is that use this additional, metadata generated from the system for additional purpose, like to feed them into our search engines, to feed them into our recommendation engines, personalization engines. And then hopefully with this enriched metadata, the outcomes of these services can be improved much better. So just in addition to the metadata, we are also looking for a way for our editorial or content team to upload a meaningful metadata set they have manually generated. So this is just in supplement to the automated ones from the system in a way that to improve the quality of the smart video generation. Move to the next item is about the multilingual support. So this is rather straightforward. Our contents comes in 4 languages, English, Chinese, Tamil, Malay. And this function from our expectations need to support these 4 languages as well. Move to the next item is smart video clipping. This is, so with the proper context recognition and proper metadata generated, the long form videos need to be automatically sliced into short form ones. This use case mainly applies to the, let's say, the news bulletin programs or the parliament footages, parliament discussions that we have discussed just now. Move to the next one is smart summarizing. So this smart summarizing is a very similar concept to the movie trailer. So the main objective is to compress the long form videos into, let's say, meaningful, eyeball-catching kind of short form summary. It applies to the, it mainly applies to the use case of, let's say, the current affairs CA programs, the documentaries, and let's say the interview sessions, press conference videos that we mentioned just now. The last item from the list is about feedback loop. So from our understanding, for any AI models, the continuous training, continuous learning improvement is very essential. So a feedback loop is actually needed for our editorial teams to make some corrections into the system in a way that the system can learn from the manual corrections and then adopt the change from the editorial team, and then in the long run, overall, improve the quality of the output. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's about it.
Okay,
yeah, now
thank you, Haicho. I'm going to open the floor to the Q&A. But before we answer the question from the floor, I do have a question for you because I was very interested in your Kung Fu shoe example, of
Yeah.
the lack of context recognition, because you did say that you explored current market solutions and they were found wanting, they couldn't solve your challenge. But aside from the lack of context recognition, I mean, I understand that the Kung Fu shoe it appeared a lot of times, so the software weighted it very, very highly, so it must appear in the final cut. But aside from this lack of context recognition, right, what was another major issue that you find with today's current offerings?
Sure. Yeah. So Billy, actually, we have communication with the various service providers from the market. And then throughout the conversations, normally we highlight three kind of concerns or key requirements. The first one is, of course, the intelligence. So they claim, most of them mention that the AI intelligence, but the output is actually kind of, I don't say formatted, but the intelligence is something that are really lacking. So this is the first challenge that we're facing. Second one is about the localization and the continuous custom training, because as mentioned, we have contents from 4 languages, and including Singlish as well.
Singlish
so
as
don't
well.
say that's a 5th language, but localization is very important. Most of the times that they come out with out-of-box solutions, and then they work well with the sample data they provide, maybe a movie, maybe a video, whatever things. But the moment that we upload our own content, there will be various issues. So this localization and then customer training is always something that we are very particularly looking for.
Okay.
Last thing is about the integrations into our current workflow. So we have so many different digital properties. The workflow can be very complicated. So the out-of-box solutions, of course, once we try to adopt it, challenges comes. How do you fulfill the requirement from team A, and then in the meanwhile for team B, team C, and team D?
Okay, sounds like you have very, very good reasons not to accept what's on the market right now. Okay, we do have quite a few questions from the floor for you. So let me start with the first one. It says, do you intend to allow users to personalize short form content themselves, say via search or based on user profile?
Understand. Yeah, of course. This is part of the capabilities from our recommendation and then personalization engine. So there are various ways from our digital product. If you go to CA, you will notice that there are certain kind of a widget that for recommended content. So this works for the logging users as well as anonymous users. So there are ways that are so-called under the scenes for this widget to kind of track the user consumption patterns and also look for the trends from the wider kind of user range, in a way that they can apply some intelligence over there and then recommend. Of course, there is another layer of contextual recommendation, which means a similar contents. So by putting all of these considerations in place, that's why a list of most potential contents for that particular user.
Okay, I guess I can sort of understand that, because the needs of a news editor will be different from someone who has to cut a trailer for the entertainment show. So something like that, right? Okay, great. Okay, wow, more questions on the floor. So this one is, what kind of source or data will be available for training data?
Understand. So just now we mentioned there are 4 types of long form videos that we kind of have with the current workflows. So once we move to the stage of, let's say, POC or whatever things, right? These types of videos will be provided. So the amount of videos we have in our database, in our product catalog, is huge. So don't worry about the training data. We have more than enough to do that.
Okay, that sounds like a lot of footage and content to go through. Okay, next question. What is the duration of short videos you're looking for?
Yeah, that really varies. Depends on the nature of the content itself. Typical news clips, it's around 2 to 3 minutes.
Okay, so about 2 to 3 minutes. Great. Will the short videos be used as advertisements or suggested news?
Advertisement, I don't think so, but trailers, maybe. That because we are looking for a feature to summarize the content, right? So once the video has been summarized, let's say from our current affairs, there will be a good use case for us to upload it into let's say YouTube, and then in a way that we can, because the objective is for eyeball catching kind of short form summaries, in a way that we can drive the consumptions from the user to the actual long form ones. So this can be a very good use case.
Okay, great answer there from Haizhou. Okay, next question. Currently, when the video is put on a platform, do you also add in text so that we can use this information to get our algorithm to pick up from the video? A very technical question, Haizhou.
Yes. for now, we have a manual workflow from the editorial team or content team to just put a limited amount of metadata. Tag is one of that. There could be other metadata associated with the video. So what we are looking for is that, of course, this set of data are very limited. So with this limited set of data, the outcome or the performance from them can be limited as well. So this is what we have observed. So that's why if you look at the second item from the list, we mentioned metadata generation. So what we expect is that the system is expected to automatically generate the key metadata. We mentioned a few formats about transcriptions, translations, labels, tags, whatever relevant. So this is part of the expectation from the project itself, the automation generations of the metadata.
Okay, thank you, Haicho. Okay, another 2 more questions so far. Next one is, this is very interesting, especially when I talk about today in Parliament. How will you define which part of current affairs is interesting to the audience? Very tough question.
Yeah, so I think, yeah, I agree that's a tough one because I've come from a technical background. So this is actually more suitable for our editorial colleagues to address, because most of the times contents generate from the editorial side or content side. So they have the judgmental calls of how do they so-called put up the videos in the most interesting part way to attract, to get more consumptions from it. And of course, this is a manual workflow. So if let's say there is any ways for the system to be smart enough doing this automatically, this is what we are expecting.
Okay, thank you, Haicho. Right, one more question for you. I hope I think it's another tough one as well. Okay, so this person says that out-of-the-box solution that claims AI capability is usually not cheap. Okay, I think we agree on that. So given the amount offered to fulfill all 6 requirements, is Haicho, I believe he said, is Mediacorp looking forward to further fund the development once the prototype delivers the initial potential? So once you have a prototype, right, will Mediacorp be willing to fund further development, advanced development of the prototype? Haicho, would you be able to take this question?
Understand. Yeah, so the main objective of we participating in this platform, the OIP platform, is to identify the potential solutions to address our problem. So if throughout the process we find the solution has a potential and then will fulfill our requirement, don't say 100%, of course, there won't be any solution that can fulfill 100% of the requirement, but at least we see the potential and then there are rooms for improvement, definitely we will continue with it. So there is no question about that.
Thank you. I'm pretty sure that the commercial opportunity for this solution, right, it's going to be quite huge, because I'm sure many other broadcasters are looking at similar solutions, right? So it's going to be quite a huge market, I can imagine, because I'm speaking as somebody with a lot of holiday hours or holiday videos haven't edited yet. So I would love to have a consumer version of this as well. Okay, I think, Haicho, I can't let you go yet. Sorry, one more question that just came in from the floor, and I think it's quite interesting. Do you prefer on-premise or cloud-based solutions?
Yeah, that's a good one. So in the current workflows, we actually have a combination about cloud servers and then on-premise servers. So there is actually no kind of a preference for this particular project. As long as it fulfills the requirement, yeah, shouldn't be a limit. There shouldn't be any concerns over there.
Okay, so I have bad news. The audience don't want to let you go. They want to they want to give you one more question, and I think we should answer because we do have a bit of a buffer time. So it says, if we're using audience viewing patterns to adjust the thumbnails, the first set of video that goes out would not. Okay, this is about thumbnails. Okay, that goes out will not likely be optimized. Oh, this is about thumbnails. So I suspect this is for Prashan, is it? Yeah.
Yes, let me introduce my colleague Prashan to talk about.
Maybe this is a fan of Prashan, and they wanted to put a question in advance. So okay, sorry, Haicho, didn't mean to hold you back. So thank you very much, Haicho, for a great presentation and for answering all our questions. I think we have a lot of questions for today. We're very interested audience today. Thank you very much, Haicho. We'll see you soon.